no other time than right now where you really want to level up your marketing efforts. I mean, you need to be on steroids. Steroids specifically meaning that you don't just want to really lean on one type of way. Usually, and I had to learn this too. Usually, we get so stuck on what we know, we get so stuck on what we've learned or what somebody's taught us that we don't open our eyes to all the other different ways of marketing and advertising your business. So we really got to get focused on taking advantage of every opportunity in front of us to let people know about what we do, what we have, how we can help, and how to really evaluate that. And so I'm gonna give you some ideas, specifically some marketing on steroids ideas and strategies that's really gonna allow you to get more exposure. Because at the end of the day, what is this all about? At the end of the day, this is really about getting more exposure. That's really what this is. So what are the different ways to do it? I'm excited because this is also a topic that we're going to be diving deep into inside of the PCS bootcamp that's happening this Saturday. So I'm excited about that, and I'll give you access to that at the end of this. But so what that looks like is a couple things. First of all, if you're excited, go ahead and put excited below. Give this some like, give this some love. We're not going to be on for long today because I got my little 2-year-old who's soon as I go live or start doing trainings that I know he's gonna be in the he's gonna be sticking his head in like he's doing right now. All right, you see? All right, love it. All right, go over there and play. Go play. I'm almost done. Okay. So let me give you some quick strategies real quick. But let me know if you're excited. Go ahead and put that below. All right. So very first thing, right? Our goal is threefold. Never forget this in marketing. Although I have an advertising agency, like there's three things you always want to be focused on in terms of getting your business exposure. Number one is the easiest and fastest hack is always going to be paid advertising, because you don't have to have a name, you don't have to have a brand for people to know to rock with you. They just need to be able to see the message, and if they connect with the message and they feel like you got the solution to their problem, they're going to sign up or take whatever kind of action that you want them to take. So that's number one. Second, outside of paid advertising or paid marketing, then you have organic advertising or organic marketing. So organic marketing is more, that's where, you do your posting, that's where people see you. And most people think that content creation is about generating leads. It's not. It's more about lead nurture than anything. People are not just going to buy based off of you or based off of the content that you're giving them, right? What's gonna happen is they're gonna be following you for a while, and I get this over and over and over. I mean, I've been in this game for 8 years. You know how many people that's been following me for weeks, for months, for years, but then they sign up at a later date because it just happened to be the right time. They happen to have the money. They happen to have something changed where now maybe their focus, maybe their interest changed, and they're like, listen, I want to do this, and I really want to take it seriously, but I need somebody to hold me down in terms of teaching me. So, okay, so in that case, then you want to be you also want to have an organic strategy as well too, right? So we got paid advertising, we got organic, right, which is one of the things we're going to be teaching at the boot camp is our YouTube strategy. So shout out to Emma Carmichael, who's going to be teaching us all. I'm gonna be just like you, front row, like I'm gonna be interviewing them too, but I'm gonna be right there just making sure we need to know everything about YouTube, because we know that YouTube is the one platform that lives forever, right? We don't go back and watch Instagram or Facebook or TikTok videos from years ago, but YouTube is the very unique platform that we'll watch something from 4 years ago and be happy as ever from what we're learning. So we're going to talk about paid, organic, and then also offline, right? Offline, which is, you might meet somebody at a conference or at a networking event, or, you might meet them in a different, offline, but what do you say? How do you network with them? So that's why I brought in June Archer, who's really going to be showing us specifically how he's been able to be a multi-platinum music executive, how he's gotten all of these deals with like Peacock, ESPN. Like, he's just a real mover and shaker. Hold on real quick. Hey, Jaden, stop messing with that box. So he's a real mover and shaker of the industry. And I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta teach us specifically, like, what are you doing? How are you getting into these rooms? How are you even meeting these people? How are you getting them interested in wanting to do business with you? If you're wanting to do business with a major company, a major network, any kind of, anybody who like really to get paid big money or do big deals, He's the perfect person to show us specifically how to network. All right, so I'm excited, super excited about this. So let me give you some ideas, and then we're gonna roll out. So number one, first things first is when we looking at paid advertisements, you really got to focus on running it, and which means that you got to have a small budget, or you got to have some type of budget. Usually, my clients, I like to start them off at about $30 to $40 a day, preferably $100 a day, because the more money that you spend in advertising, the faster results you get. Especially if we're running your advertisements, we know exactly what we're doing. I've been doing this for, specifically paid advertisements. I've been in this career for about 8 years, so I would say about 5 of those years I've been on my advertising game. We've been blessed enough to make multiple six figures, just doing running Facebook ads. So we got success. So we're successful in that case. But a few things you really want to focus on is testing, making sure you know who your audience is, making sure that your messaging is tight. That's gonna play based off of your audience. Your messaging can never ever, remember what I'm telling you. Your messaging can never be tight if you don't know who your audience is. Never, because that means you're always throwing out a blank, you're always throwing out a kind of like a blank net to try to catch everybody, and nobody's really gonna understand or feel what you're saying. So that's one thing we're looking at. Another thing, and that's the paid advertising side of it. So you want to focus on those things too. You're targeting who they follow, what their what their interests are, what groups are they a part of, what associations they're part of. So all of this is how we're gonna run successful paid advertisements. And you can start off at $5-10 a day. If you're working with me, I want you at least $30-40 a day. All right, but we could turn it off anytime we turn it off. So that's the good part about it. All right, so that's the paid advertising game. Then we got the organic game, right? So I'm gonna specifically focus on YouTube, because that's what Evan Carmichael is going to teach. But some of the things, since I've been working and coaching with them, some of the things that he's been teaching me is, one, remember, people are scrolling, and a large part of your click-through rate is going to be based off of the thumbnail, so how the thumbnail looks. So you want to take that seriously. And then also the headline. You want to focus on the headline. Those are the two biggest factors that's going to make somebody say, I want to click on this video. So you really got to take those seriously. So, and then once you do that, the first 30 to 60 seconds of the video, you want to make it interesting. You want to make it related to the title and the thumbnail. And then that's what's going to make them watch the rest of the video. There's other tactics and techniques, but those are like the biggest things when it comes to organic video and YouTube. And by the way, it's pretty much the same through our other platforms, like catching immediate attention, doing the, just making sure that like that hook is important, and then the visual is important too. All right. And then offline, let's also look at networking. From a networking perspective, I mean, what I've learned from networking is really genuinely connecting with the person, genuinely understanding and learning about who they are, learning about their needs, and finding a way to come together and do a bigger deal. And that's really what it comes down to, right? And so first, with networking, you got to get out your house. Most people are trying to make moves, but you're trying to make moves in their house. There's only but so much moves you can make inside of your house. Yes, you got access to the internet, but I'm gonna tell you a hack. A hack is the fastest way to gain trust with somebody is to meet them in person. That's a very good hack. Because if you meet with somebody in person, it's just that. Why do you think that when you do, or if you ever done speaking engagements, but anytime I've done speaking engagements, I've gotten clients on the spot. People who've never known me before want to do business with me. Why? Because you're a real person. You're in front of me. You hear, like, it's much easier to build that trust with somebody when you're in front of them. Because when you're online now, I got to look you up. I got to look on your website. But when you're in front of somebody, they don't think to do that, right? It's just like, okay, you're in front of me. You're a real person. It's just the trust. It's a trust factor. It's just a natural bias that we have as humans, is that we tend to trust somebody more when they're in front of us, right? If it's online, they got to do usually have to do more research. So, but that's what I would say, like networking tips. And always, anytime you go to a networking event, always if you need to meet with somebody, or if you agree to meet with somebody, one of the biggest things that I used to do is say, yeah, I'll hit you up later. Yeah, let's talk next week. Let's talk this week. And I would actually leave the event with real plans on connecting with them, but we get busy, things happen, and I never got a chance to really take advantage of those. But when I started going to events and I started booking people on the spot, game changer. It was like, okay, so cool. All right, listen. Oh, you want to meet this week? All right, cool. Let's see what Tuesday looks like. Let's see what Wednesday looks like. So doing things on the spot makes a big difference to you growing your business. Is that helpful? Let me know if that's helpful. By the way, we are streaming on all major platforms. So what's good? What's good, my people? I see y'all in the building. I got my laptop like right next to me right here. And I'm good to see y'all. Darren is in the building. Shout out to Darren, man. Shout out to y'all. So I just wanted to come on here real quick and really just give y'all some game. Give y'all some game. Like at the end of the day, you really want to scale and take this thing to the next level. You need to be doing everything. I'm just gonna be real with you. You need to be running paid advertisements. That's something you do immediately because you don't need the biggest or the most credibility. You just really need to be on point with your messaging. That's the key to advertising outside of like everything else I mentioned, but the messaging is great. Then your organic is phenomenal. That's what gives you the credibility. That's what gives you authority. That's how people know you actually know what you're talking about. And then offline too. You can't, you're not, I mean, you in the house a lot probably, but you're not always in the house, right? And there's certain things, there's certain events, there's certain boot camps, there's certain things you're going to be doing offline. And you also need to know how to have that conversation in person with somebody to also book them for an appointment as well to see if you can serve them and help them properly. All right. Y'all loving this? All right. Let me know if you're loving it. And if you are, couple things. One, we have our PCS boot camp that's coming up this Saturday. Yeah, so I'm excited. Evan Carmichael in the building. June Archer in the building, teaching networking. Actually, we just got a new addition. Shout out to Sean Raiz, who's also going to be teaching branding, how to build $1 billion brand. I'm excited about that because that's another way for you to be able to stand out amongst all the noise. And then I'm gonna be teaching paid advertising, so I'm really excited. Like, this is gonna be a phenomenal event. I would love to see you in person. If you can make it in person, great. Show up, be in a building. If not, you still have the option to stream. So either way, there's no excuse for you not to get the information. So somebody put this in the chat for me: pcsbootcamp.com, and I'll write that in the chat. But somebody else put it in the chat for me too. Especially on the other platforms, because Instagram is like the one platform where it's gonna delete afterwards, right? And nobody's gonna be able to see it. But pcsbootcamp.com, make sure that you go ahead and you go and grab your ticket. Especially if you're on the East Coast, come through. If you can drive up to New York City, come through. Be in the building, take pictures, enjoy yourself. You want to meet people in person. Trust me. People ask me, how do you know ET on a first name basis? Part of it was I was online helping everybody in his comments, but another part of it was I actually showed up to his events. Like, we met in person many times. I met in person. I don't think we would have been able to build the relationship or the bond or be able to know each other had I not ever showed up to any of his events in person. So, like, you got to show up in person because there's certain things that you're only going to get being inside the room. So go to pcsbootcamp.com. Other than that, I love you all. Appreciate you all. Continue to be great. I appreciate you for following me, following the journey. But I'm here to support you. It's really why I'm here. You know what I mean? And I want to see you win. All right. Other than that, let's continue to work. If you have any questions about the boot camp, go ahead and shoot me a DM or shoot me an email. Other than that, go ahead and grab your ticket. It's going down this Saturday. All right. And we're going to be doing a registration event, meaning for all the registrants. I'm going to be answering all your questions probably sometime this week, either Wednesday or Thursday. So you want to make sure that you sign up now so you can be on that and you can get caught up to speed with everything that's happening at the event. All right. Love you all. Appreciate you. Continue to be great. Let's work.